Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, South West London. My name is Christian Williams, a presenter here at BOTB. And we're here this morning to judge the latest dream car competition, which ran from the 29th of March to the 4th of April 2021. Just before I hand over to the lawyer this morning, once again, massive congratulations to last week's winner of the dream car competition, Robert Kwiatkowski, winning not only a brand new Lister Stealth, but also £70,000 as well. I'd now like to pass over to this morning's lawyer from Onside Law, who will oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name is Hannah Kent from Onside Law and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditing company Azets. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name's Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer and we start playing football last Saturday.
Good morning, my name is Alain Goma. I'm an ex-professional footballer, having played for Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle and Fulham.
Hi, my name's RENEE HECTOR and I play football for Watford FC Women and I'm a coach for Tottenham Hotspur Foundation.
I'm Nigel Hicks. I've been a Supply League match official for the best part of 30 years and I'm an experienced football administrator.
Hi, my name is Matthew Ray. I've affiliated in multiple counties across England, currently in Gloucestershire, and I've refereed from grassroots through to professional academies.
My name's Liam Walsh. I'm a retired referee. I'm currently an FA observer and head coach for the Middlesex Referees Academy.
Hi, my name is Kieran FITZGIBBON. I've played football for more than 30 years and I'm now a senior county referee.
Good morning, my name is Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
Good morning, my name's Peter Georgiou and I am a football and futsal referee.
Good morning, my name's Hugh Gilroy. I'm a referee, a mentor, tutor and observer.
Okay, judges, please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 10 individual selections.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Good morning, all.
Morning, Matt.
Morning.
Break. So we've got two players in shot. The player in maroon on our right, as we're looking at it, looks like he's in the air and, you know, his mouth is open and he's looking across the pitch at the ball. His head's sort of frown lines. And the other player, I think, on the floor, he's just looking up and slightly up to his left as we're looking at him. If I draw some lines up, I mean, to my mind, it looked like possibly the player in maroon is just about to play the ball or has played it with a header. So we've got quite a narrow band up. This guy's got sort of what looks like a bit of a lazy eye. Bijou could just be blinking. There we are. And then across from this maroon player, we've got a fairly narrow band. I'm ever so slightly highest. And we've got Hugh's quite a lot lower down here. So Hugh, I'll come to you. I'll magnify your choice here and then put the highlighter over it. How have you seen this photo and what's happening?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I agree. I think he's played it. I just felt, particularly from his right eye, he was looking downwards. So the player in maroon on the right, for me, that eye was looking down, off horizontal. The other one maybe slightly level or up, but I took most from that eye because I felt he played it and it was moving away from him. That was my view.
Okay. I'm going to draw another line in from the player's forehead. Just counting yours and just coming up to here. because it's a very, very, very tight cluster without you in, Hugh. So for now, I'm going to remove your choice just because you're basically an outlier. You're outside the group. Alain, I'll come to you. You're very close to my choice here, and I'll highlight you.
Yep.
How did you see the photo and what's happening?
Yeah, no, I think the player in claret, I think is up in the air. He's about, I don't think he's played the ball yet. I think he's about to head the ball, and he's looking slightly, very, very slightly up. The player in black on the left is a bit tricky because he's got, his eyes are looking in different directions. So I think his right eye is the leading eye, but I didn't want really to discount the other eye. So I tried to find a compromise, basically.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Alain. I mean, I'm obviously just to your left up here. I'll highlight mine there. And I just thought also, although his body is facing a little bit away to our left as we're looking at the photograph, he was in line with the player, and he's had his head tilted around towards the player in maroon. But thank you very much. RENEE, you're here yellow. You're right in the middle of the cluster. How did you see this?
Yeah, I felt that the player in claret, I think he's already played the ball just because his body position. So I feel like he's sort of flicked the ball on to the side from a header. I took mostly from the player in claret's eyes, and obviously just tried to cross-reference it mainly with the player in black, his right eye. So yeah, that's how I saw it.
Okay, great, thank you. And then Nigel.
Yeah, I'm slightly to the edge of the cluster. I, much as my colleagues have said already, like RENEE, I felt he's headed the ball. I thought with his neck tensed and his head leaning slightly forward to his body, I think he's possibly heading that away. The player in black, he's looking up at an angle to the ball that suggests to me the ball's slightly closer. I think it's just the level of gradient of the ball that makes we're trying to judge here, but based on how close it is to him and to us. The player in black, his eyes are looking slightly different directions, so that does add to the challenge. But I felt that the ball had travelled slightly further than some. That's all.
Yeah, so we're saying that you believe that this player is sort of one of those, as RENEE said, the flick head. You just sort of guide a ball that's going quite quickly into
exactly
to go to. Okay, that's fabulous. Liam, I'll come to you next. Highlighting yours there again in the middle of this quite tight cluster. You're ever so slightly high up in the same line as myself. How have you seen this?
Just agree with RENEE and Nigel regarding the fact that I feel the purple guy's headed the ball away due to his body language, head angle, and the fact that his arms are coming down. And I've just got that slight elevation on the ball for him. Regarding the guy in the black shirt, I've taken that his head is 45 degrees off his shoulder line, and that's given me then the angle, and he's obviously his head's sort of like tilted slightly backwards. His eyes are looking up, but his eyes for me are central. If you look at his right eye, left as we look, you can see you got even amounts of white, and I've just used his other eye. I know it's got this slight little closing on it with his eyelid, but I've taken a parallel line off of his right eye to get to where I am. Is that okay?
Yeah, it makes great sense. Yeah, and you said as his head is tilted, it's coming straight off the top of that. That's brilliant. Thank you. And Kieran, you're just ever so slightly at the bottom of this cluster with a couple of other people. How did you see this?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, much the same as other people. It's difficult to know exactly whether he's headed it or whether he's going to head the ball. I personally felt because of the body shapes of the two players, they're facing opposite directions, but their hands or arms are overlapping at the bottom there, so they must be quite close to each other, I thought. I felt that the player in maroon was about to head the ball, but I'm not sure. But I'd certainly used his eyes as the main guideline as where I thought the ball was. I thought he was out in front and he's focusing on the centre of the ball quite intently. And the player in black, I don't think is going to get the ball. He's looking in general direction, but I'm not sure. So I took most of it from the player in maroon.
Okay, great. Thank you. And Leo, I'll highlight yours. You're right in the middle of all this. How have you seen the photo and your thoughts on this?
Yeah, the main thing, Matt, I think the player in claret, for me, he's headed the ball. I think his like's been said, his arms are low. I think he's fairly comfortable at this point, so he's headed the ball. I think his eyes are also quite relaxed, and it just tells me that he's headed the ball. And I think the player in black is slightly looking to his left and upwards. So just with the eye lines, I put it where I did.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And Matthew, again, I'll highlight yours once again because we're in the middle of this cluster. How have you seen this?
Yeah, for me, it's pretty much all being said. I used a very similar technique with the eyes to what Liam was saying. You know, just looking at the angle of the player in black, looking at the angle of his head, and playing the eyes up, similar to that. Maybe the other thing that hasn't been said is that I think that player in claret has played the ball. I do think he's looking quite horizontal, but I've just taken into context that he will have headed the ball with his forehead. So I haven't gone perfect to the horizontal on his eyes. I think he's looking slightly upward on the horizontal.
Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll draw another line up really through there. And that's what we're talking about. And Liam has eloquently put about, having it 45 degrees off his forehead. Great. Now, Peter.
Yes.
Again, you're ever so slightly lowest, but how did you see this?
I agree with most of what has been said as well. I do believe the player in maroon has headed the ball. I think the player in black shirt is just slightly in front of him because his arm looks slightly bigger than the other guy in maroon, even though he looks slighter than what he is. And yes, using the facial angle of the person, the player in purple, I've gone just slightly more horizontal than the people above me. So that's where I've placed the ball, with the intersection of the eyes from the player in black, and I agree with Liam, centre of the two eyes.
Yeah, so if I take the line drawing off and then put the magnifier over this average here, so it takes everybody into consideration. And as I said with before, I mean, the centre of the ball, it's really, I think all but a couple of us have agreed that the guy in maroon has headed the ball already, and he's sort of flicking it across with pace. And obviously with the centre of the ball, the choice of being up and down, side to side, is actually quite narrow if you consider what's happened in the shot. So I'm quite comfortable with this centre of the ball being where the big white cross is, with Hughes removed. I'll just go through a quick check with you all that you all agree with this before we go back to Hannah. So Alain?
Yeah, I'm happy with that, yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you. And Renee?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Nigel?
Yeah, happy with that.
Thank you. Matthew?
Yes, happy with that.
Great. Liam?
Yes, happy with that, Matt.
Kieran?
Yes, I'm happy with that, Matt.
Leo?
Yes, I'm happy.
Peter?
Yes, I am, yes.
And then lastly, Hugh. I know you've been removed, but...
Yeah, I'm still happy.
Lovely. So Hannah, after a good debate and some good judging, we've got a central point here. So we'd like to judge at the average.
Right, thank you. If you're all happy, then please click submit. Thank you, judges. The coordinates selected are 1870 and 1117. These coordinates will now be passed to the Alston Company assets to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you very much.